What is it? It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, of course. April 22, April 22nd. It is Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026, and welcome to our Anxiety and Depression live stream. Do you feel it? Do you feel it? Y'all, we have shifted into beautiful, absolutely beautiful new dimension. I'm so happy. I can feel it. I can feel it, and I'm very happy about it. I have been waiting for this season for quite some time, actually. So I'm happy for us. How are y'all doing? Don't mind me as I'm getting everything organized. Lately, y'all, in case you haven't noticed, I've literally been writing as I'm teaching because my schedule, my day job schedule has been crazy. But with this new shift, I believe everything's about to even out for me, which I'm very happy about because that means that my little brain can relax finally and focus on us and what we're doing here. How's it going, everybody? Welcome. Good to see all of you coming in the live and the chat. And if you're watching on the replay, hello. I'm happy you're here. My name is Ruby. And this is my, sorry if that's loud, y'all. This is my anxiety and depression support live stream. And tonight I think we're wrapping, y'all. I think we're going to wrap this series tonight because we have about a week before May begins. So yes, I think this is our last one. We are wrapping our series, One with Self. This is what I've been teaching you guys this whole month. And if you haven't seen the others, please bear with. I normally, when things were a little bit slower, I normally kind of put all the videos on each video so you can easily just go watch the other ones. I'm going to try and do that for us when I have a little bit of time. But this is our final video for this series. This is existence. Last week I talked about energy. Actually, I had two on energy because I felt like there was so much to cover. So yeah, last week we talked about energy, and the week before we talked about energy, which is our soul realm. And then the first one was our essence, which is the spiritual part of me and you. Today we're getting into existence. Hi, welcome. I see somebody in the chat, or somebody's. Of course I remember you. How are you doing? Amanda? Okay. Come back when you're ready. But I'm so happy you're here, and I will always remember you. Good to have you here tonight. So existence, y'all. Let's get into this. Existence is the physical part of me. Take a moment, if you will, with me to think about this. How is your physical existence at this very moment that you're watching this? It doesn't matter if you're watching this like 5 years from now. How is your physical existence at this moment? Often we don't think about this because we're so absorbed in our schedule or our agenda or our day, or this, we have to do this, we have to do that. And it can get a little bit overwhelming if I don't take the time to just pause sometimes. Just stop, pause, and really just be present in your body. This is very important, especially when you're struggling with depression or anxiety. And this actually will train you to notice what's going on with me physically before it becomes a problem when you're in this battle with anxiety and depression. Now, some of us, we've already gone very deep in the trenches of these two afflictions, and our body is perhaps even in a state of hypervigilance, which we don't want. But if you are here, and even if you are here, when I retrain my mind, remember everything starts in the mental realm. When I retrain my mind to remind my body that I am safe, then my body begins to shift from hypervigilance to homeostasis, which is what I want. Those of us that struggle with anxiety, and those of us, I will say specifically, that struggle with physical manifestations of anxiety. There are too many to name, but I will name the three basic areas physically that you would have manifestations. So you either, or maybe all, you either have chronic headaches. This is a big one. So in other words, you feel the anxiety in your head, in your mind, and probably for some of us that are overthinkers or that are thinkers in general, we probably get more of these symptoms. So headaches or migraines, or you carry your anxiety in your gut, your stomach, okay? So you have gut issues or stomach issues, and it doesn't matter if it's upper or lower digestion, but this is where you carry the physical burden of anxiety or depression. Or you will have issues with your heart. So you'll have heart palpitations, which are horrible. And by the grace of God, this affliction that I've been under for the last many, many months is subsiding. Thank you, Lord. Or you will have racing heart issues. So, does this resonate with you? And really, how do you know that it's anxiety? Well, because you'll probably go to the doctor and they'll say, your heart looks good. It's healthy. We don't see anything wrong. Or, nope, no issues with your stomach. CAT scan looks good. Okay, so they'll tell you it's anxiety, it's stress. So what we have to do in the meantime, and really, and this is a good time to share this because I am sort of coming out of this, or I am coming out of this, but I'm still in a position where my day job is very taxing. It is just a position that is very demanding. Okay, so if you're here, if you have a job that is very taxing or demanding on you, but you can't go anywhere else, I have to learn how to implement these real-time practices to help my body come back to, and really this will take a while to master, but at least I'm on the trajectory to coming out of the hypervigilance. Okay, which is basically, if you don't know what that means, it's basically my fight or flight response. And really there's four, y'all. So there's fight or flight. Those are the two main ones. And it is what it sounds like. So either when you're anxious, you fight. That is to say that you're cognizant of what's coming at you and you're trying to combat it, you flight. You flight. That is to say, you escape, you disassociate. And actually, this is not just anxiety, this is depression too. And then the third one is freeze, which, it connects to the disassociation, despondency. Or fawn. And fawn is when you actually, instead of moving away from it, you actually go toward it to try and fix it and try and quell it. Okay? So it's important to know this about self. But when I begin to implement these practices for myself to help me physically, and I go from hypervigilance to sort of pressing the reset button for myself, it helps me to come out of this fight or flight or hypervigilance response. Because I can't have victory over my anxiety or depression if I don't know how to do this. You can take all the medication that the doctors give you. You can think positive thoughts. But I have to know. Hi. Sorry, I see y'all in the chat. Hi there. Andrew, welcome. Good to see you. Oh, no, that's okay. You come anytime you'd like. You can come to the chat or come to the live streams. Let's see. But yeah, this is important for me to know about myself. So, let me share a couple of these while we're talking about this, because I'm going to get into something else as well. But a couple of very quick and easy practices for you if you're struggling with this sort of, I'll call it the broken button, where as soon as I feel stress, as soon as I feel or think, okay, remember, I'm a thinker and I'm a feeler. Which one are you? As soon as I think about the insurmountable stress that I'm going to have to deal with, and it doesn't matter if it's work or relationships, whatever it is for you, because for everybody it's different. If I'm in a state of chronic anxiety or chronic depression, that is to say I've had it longer than, we'll say, 6 months, because I'm no longer in the stage where it's a sort of connected to an event that happened to me and I've recovered from it, okay? I'm speaking more to those of us that this has become, unfortunately, it's become part of my state of existence, okay? And I'll say it like that because it really is, it's not a life sentence, or it doesn't have to be. But in my present state of existence, if I have this chronic condition, this broken button of mine that really came from being around triggers, okay? And there's so much to this, y'all. There's so many layers, but so constant triggers is one, or dark seasons, or catastrophic or traumatic events, life fractures. Actually, those are two separate categories that I'm writing down. So catastrophic or traumatic events in my life, or life fractures. All of these can propel me into this chronic state where my button seems to be broken, that I no longer know how to calm down. And I get easily agitated or triggered. And whether it takes me to depression or anger. So I must learn this for myself. And here they are. I'm going to share let's start with the first one. So I'm not sure how many I'm going to share. I'm thinking about it right now. So number 1 is breathing. It seems so basic, but it is life changing. Breathing, and here's what I'm going to say with this. Breathing connects my entire being together. It connects spirit, soul, and body. Remember, I am spirit. I possess a soul and I live in a body. My very breath is spirit. And to do this, it requires my soul's participation. So I have to mentally be aware that I'm doing this and emotionally be aware that I'm doing this. And of course, I am physically conscientious that I'm doing this. So in this basic practice of breathing, I am doing quite a lot. This is something that I've very much assimilated into my practice when I feel the anxiety or the overwhelm coming over me. So, with these breathing exercises, I'm going to share 3 counts that I would like you to take with you and utilize this if you ever have moments of overwhelm. Whether you're feeling, depressed and you're having a crying spell and you can't seem to calm down or stop crying, or whether you're feeling anxious and you feel like you're having a panic attack, it is this. You breathe in through the nose for 4 counts. Pause for 2. And then exhale for 7. Okay? And you do this repeatedly. I would say 3 to 5 times. Okay, and what does this do? This helps me, again, it helps ground me from what I feel is out of my control to I have control over me. Okay, and my breathing does this for me. Now, the beautiful and magical thing that is also happening as I'm doing this is on my exhale, I am resetting my vagal nerve. So, and this is where this part of my broken button comes in. Because once I do this, I'm pushing the reset button. to help me literally physically calm down. It's beautiful. It's amazing. So that is my first exercise and practice. Hi. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Mr. Handsome, how's it going? Good to see you. Welcome, everybody. Okay. Any questions on what I just shared, y'all? Everybody who's watching, or if you're watching this later, feel free to ask or share anything. Share a testimony. That helps a lot of people. A second exercise, it's another grounding technique, and it's actually simple. I don't know, it might be more simple than breathing. Sometimes you'd be surprised. But it is simply standing on the ground, and not with shoes, with bare feet. And if you can do it outside, that's even better, because you're connecting your physical self with the earth. So standing on the ground. If you guys are taking notes, this is what I would write down: standing on the ground. This is a literal grounding technique where I am planting myself on steady, stable ground. Especially if you're somebody that struggles with the type of panic attack where you feel disconnected from your body, like you can't even realize and remember that you're actually here. This is a very easy and quick way to cue and tell your body that you are safe. You're standing on solid ground. Okay? And then the third one, which a lot of us know this one actually. It is, I call it 3 things because, and you can put any number on this to be honest with you, but 3 is a solid number. And it's a few. So it's not to overwhelm you like, oh, I have to figure out 7 things around me. But 3 things. And it is connected to my sensory realm. So I'm going to notice 3 things visually, okay, and name them. In other words, I spy with my little eye 3 things. Colors. 3 colors. Notice 3 colors around you. Colors is very grounding as well because, again, colors have expression and emotion. So this also helps you to kind of connect yourself to that. So notice 3 things, notice 3 colors. And then feel 3 things. Usually this is something close to you. So the nearest thing to you, 3 different textures if you can. Because again, this connects my physical realm to the part of me that feels out of control. 3 scents. In other words, 3 things that you can smell that are close by. And so on. Okay, so those are 3 little grounding techniques. that I would share with you when it comes to this battle with anxiety and depression. And this is very important to get to a place where you can begin to take authority over it, because if I feel disconnected from my body, I'm not living my best life. I'm not living in optimum health. And I want that for me, and I want that for you, and you want that for you. So, just as I asked on the soul realm, am I in tune with my energy, which is my soul? I ask you now, am I in tune with my existence? Are you in tune with your body? This is actually a big one, y'all. Like I could get very deep into this, because there's a foundational truth that we are obviously in tune with our body because we're in our body. And yet, depending on what I'm going through, I can be very out of tune with my body and not even realize that I'm on autopilot. So this is another area of assessment for myself. Am I in tune with my own body? Do I acknowledge that I have areas where I feel out of control? The second question is, do I know my existence? Do I know my body? A lot of us are recovering from, or perhaps not even there yet, physical addictions. Okay? Let's talk about this for a minute, because this is important. A lot of people struggle with addiction. Physical addiction. And that comes in all shapes and sizes and colors. Okay? If you are here, if this is you and you're struggling with physical addiction, there is a part of you that is disconnected from your body, because the addiction has hijacked a part of you. Now, addiction, and I'm just speaking in general terms right now, addiction is its own issue and problem. Okay? This is important to understand. It is. Addiction is its own issue and problem. Whether it's drugs and alcohol, food, or sex, it's its own separate issue. However, it is rooted in something going on with your soul realm that is unhealed or unwell. So always know this. If I have a physical addiction, I have a soul sickness that needs help. It needs help. It needs healing. So if I'm to master one, I have to first master the root of that. And I venture to say this is why a lot of us continue to have relapses into the obvious, the outer physical addiction, because I haven't dealt with what's inside. And this is where I come in. This is why I do what I do and I teach what I teach. I must understand my soul realm. I must be connected to my brokenness so I can know, why do I deal with these things? Why do I continue to go over the same thing? Why do I feel out of control in this area? I have to understand that they are connected. And of course, my spirit has to have an anchor to pull me out of it. Mentally, emotionally, and obviously physically. So if you are struggling with addiction, obviously I encourage you to seek the help that you need. I am a master life coach. I can help you on the inner healing journey, and I can help you find resources to help you with your own specific addiction issues. But it is very important. Now, and coming to this place actually of acceptance, or as I say, the first place is acknowledgement. That's number one. I have to acknowledge I'm struggling with this, or this is an addiction. This is a problem. It is stealing from me. You have to see it as what it is. It's a thief. Okay? It's stealing your time. It's stealing your joy. It's stealing, in some cases, your money. It's stealing your personality. It's stealing a part of you. Not just a part of you. It's stealing yourself. So I have to get to a place where I acknowledge that it is an uninvited guest that I have to disconnect myself from, so that I can reconnect myself to my true, authentic existence. And this is a deep process, because I have to do it. If I'm to do it successfully, I have to do it in tandem with my inner healing journey. And that takes time. The inner healing journey is a process. And those of you that are curious or interested, I will encourage you. There are different seasons that I do this. So, I can be in a season where I'm just curious about, some of these things that I'm dealing with, and, start to kind of understand it a little bit. Or I can be in a season where I understand that I'm very, very unwell, and I want to get to the root of what is going on with me so that I can be set free. Wherever you are in the journey, I'm here for you. I truly am. And I invite you to set up a consultation with me. I do those for free, actually, and see what works for you. I'd love to work with you on any of these things. Now, let's talk about number 3. By the way, if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'm literally right here listening. And if you're watching the replay, I do check all of my messages or comments, and I will respond to you. Number 3, what was my number 3 question? Where is it? I just had it. Number 3 was, is my energy mine? Well, that was for energy, but we're talking about existence. Is my existence mine? So I'm going to get into this for a minute, because a lot of us are survivors or are in recovery, and some of us are sadly still here. And if you are, I give you a big hug, and I welcome you to talk with me about this, okay? And I don't take this lightly at all. All of this that I'm sharing is serious, and it's important. And wherever you are in this struggle, I want you to know that you're not alone, and you can overcome. You truly can. Now I'm going to talk about another serious affliction that a lot of us have experienced, and it is physical or sexual abuse. A lot of us feel disconnected from our physical self because we are or were victims of abuse, physical abuse. So we have to relearn that my body is mine. My body is mine. It was given to me. It's a gift. And if I had the message at a young age, this is especially difficult if I learned this at a young age, that I couldn't protect my own physical body. We can grow up with all kinds of insecurities and self-esteem issues when it comes to our body. So, if I am here, if you are here, I have to gently relearn that my body is mine. And I'm here to encourage you that you can reclaim your body after such horrible trauma. You can learn to take back what was stolen from you. Hey Rayan, welcome to the chat and welcome to the channel. Question is, why do I always relapse even if I swear I would never drink again? I know that's a challenging space to be in. Well, I want to first encourage you by saying that speaking that over yourself, that you want to stop, or even making a promise or an oath to yourself that you want to stop, is a beautiful first step, because you're already shifting your mindset to recovery, which comes from a desire to want sobriety. And really, this is the beautiful beginning, because now that you've shifted from allowing it to just happen, or maybe even subconsciously happen, you're wanting to change it from recurring. So I'm going to encourage you there, firstly. But I will also say that there are many layers to why this would continue to happen. I think taking some time to kind of, when you're in sobriety, to kind of, I would encourage you to journal, actually. Journaling is one of the best ways to keep track of your thoughts, keep track of your daily life, and just kind of see your thought patterns from the last drink to that next, what do you call it? Like the next itch to drink again. See that, how that happens, because this is important to understand about yourself. I know personally, when I was in my days, for me it was smoking. Smoking was my addiction. It was my vice of choice, I guess you could say. By the grace of God, I've been sober for is it, where are we? 2026? And it was 2005. So 21 years by the grace of God. But when I was trying to quit smoking, it took me about 3 years. It took me 3 years to stop. And I tried so hard. I tried everything you could think of. But so I'm here to encourage you that even if it takes you a while, having that mindset shift into, I want to get sober, I want to be better, I want to take care of my health, whatever it is that is motivating you into sobriety is the key. And you already have that. So you're already halfway there in your victory and in your recovery. Also, yes, there are other issues that you may be dealing with that maybe you don't even realize that are sort of subconsciously catapulting you into this direction, or perhaps even why you began to move into this direction. I know it was for me, and I'd be happy if you want to learn more about kind of trying to find some of those roots. I'd be happy to work with you. Just feel free to reach out to me at shesrestored@gmail.com. But whatever it is for you, you can overcome it and you can get through it. And I believe in your victory. And thank you for sharing. So in this physical those of us that have gone through this physical abuse, there's a part of self, until I learn, of course, that I can reclaim my body because it's rightfully mine. There's a part of self that is suspended in disassociation. And this is why, for a lot of us, not all of us, but for a lot of us, this is why we go into these different types of addiction. I forgot to mention eating disorders is another one. Whether it's eating too much or eating too little, or just having a very unhealthy relationship with food or substance, or, as I mentioned earlier, the sexual addictions, or just having a very strange connection with, a part of yourself physically, because you have yet to learn how to accept yourself as you are, because that part of you was taken. But you can reclaim this. You can reclaim your physical self. And if you keep hanging out with me, you will reclaim the physical existence. Because we are learning to be one with ourselves. Anybody have any questions? Or anybody want to share anything else before I wrap up? But I think I'm going to stop there. By the way, I'm inviting you again to my one-to-one sessions. I have so much availability for May, you guys. So if you want to start working with me in May, if you want to do one of my healing bundles, those of you that are new, I have 3 healing bundles. And actually I have 3 coaching bundles for artists and musicians, if you're an artist or musician. But my bundles, I can't wait for you guys to sign up because they're super wonderful. you're going to be a different person by the end of this year. If you were to start now, by the end of 2026, you would be your new self, ready to rock. And I'm getting excited because I know the season that I'm in, and I'm happy for us. You guys, I'm super happy. Rayan, do I have a WhatsApp? I think I do, actually. I haven't really used it in a while, but I do. You are welcome to email me. She's restored, SHESRESTORED and we can set something up if you're interested. I'd be happy to work with you. By the way, everyone, the first consultation is always free because I feel it's important to kind of, see if this is the right fit for you, if it's something that you'd like to do. My inner healing sessions, I do use a lot of therapeutic art because that's my specialty. So I do use music, art, and movement as my therapeuticals. However, if you are not interested in that so much, I can still do just talk therapy and talk sessions if that is something that you're interested in. Oh, and journaling, of course, because journaling is a very quiet and safe way to release how you're thinking and how you're feeling, and it also helps us assess where you are. So for those of you interested, don't hesitate to reach out. Do you want to share your WhatsApp? Okay, awesome. Yeah, go ahead and send me an email and we can sync our schedules and see what works for you. But yes, I'd be honored to work with you and see where you're at and see what we can do to kind of continue to encourage you on your journey to sobriety, which I fully support. Yes, I would love that. What else? Yeah, I think this is the last one for April, you guys. I think next Wednesday's... Actually, I haven't looked at my calendar, but I think it's May already. If it's not, then I'll be back with a little more for this to wrap this series up. But with that said, how have you guys been blooming this month? Since it is anxiety and depression support, have you been seeing any positive changes in how you're handling your anxiety or depression? And if so, what are you doing differently that's helping you? Some of us are, as I said, some of us are in spaces where it is not exactly conducive to keeping my anxiety down or keeping my depression at bay. And for those of you that are here, I pray for you that you can find a space where you can begin to heal and recover, because this is important. If I don't have a safe space, if I'm not living in a safe space, my body knows this. Remember, God created our bodies so brilliantly. They literally know how to survive, and they know how to alarm us when something is wrong. And of course, if you are in a dangerous, toxic environment, I urge you to seek God's wisdom about finding somewhere safe to stay or live, because you deserve that. You deserve to have a safe home. So embrace where you are. We're all in different stages of recovery, and I'm here to support and help you through all of them. So take these little grounding exercises that I shared. I'm going to repeat them for you, but the first was breathing, and it was 4, 2, and 7. So 4 counts of inhaling through the nose, 2 counts hold, and 7 counts to exhale. This resets the vagus nerve to bring me out of fight or flight. And number 2, the standing on the ground, literal grounding exercise. And then number 3 is 3 things. 3 things I see, 3 things I feel, 3 things I smell, and 3 colors. Colors are so healing, y'all. So yeah, with that, I'm going to let y'all go. I love y'all so much, and I'm here if you need anything. Don't hesitate to reach out. You can find more of my Therapeuticals and my bundles, both Inner Healing and Artist Journey, at my website, shesrestored@gmail.com. Again, don't get intimidated by those prices, because at first glance it looks super expensive, but my bundles are for the entire therapy bundle. And I can work with your budget, y'all. I really can. This is why I keep my prices affordable, because I believe that everyone deserves health. You deserve health. And so don't ever let that stop you. Even if you can't afford the whole bundle and you're still interested, reach out to me and we can work something out. Okay? Yes, Ryan, very true. It's a thief. It really is. And my heart goes out to you, and I empathize greatly with that, because while I don't understand personally the battle of alcoholism, I have definitely seen it wreak havoc in the lives of people that I love, and it is a very dark space. But I want to encourage you again that you can have victory over this, and you're taking the right steps in the direction of recovery. So reach out to me, okay? So we can talk some more and see where the pattern keeps repeating. Because there is a root to it. There's a root to why it keeps happening. But you're very right. Alcohol, it's not just a physical hijacking, although it is. It's very much physical. But it definitely, because alcohol poisons the brain and the mind, so that affects your thinking. But you having the foresight and the wisdom to see what's happening to you is already victory. And that's beautiful. So with that said, I'm going to let y'all go. I will be back Friday for our Light Days live stream, normally last days. One more week, y'all, where I'm going to talk about the light and being the light, because there is a lot of darkness going on. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to talk about it. But I've enjoyed not talking about it for the last several weeks. So we're going to talk about the light and being around the light on Friday. Okay, love y'all so much. Y'all have a good night, and I will be back on Friday. God bless you too. Love y'all, and have a good night. Bye.